It's Rafi Mediavilla from Criticologos.com. Jeff, thank you for the time to talk about the movie and congrats on the project.
Thanks, Raphael. I appreciate it.
Listen, I'm gonna start with this. Deep Blue Sea, Jaws, The Shallows, 47 meters down, and now we have The Devil's Mouth. What is it about this sort of monster movies when it comes to shark? Even Sharknado, in my book, I love that trilogy of Sharknado. What is it about this sort of movies that they become people magnet? People gravitate to wanting to see this sort of movie. What is it about them?
Because it's real. Sharks are real, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's something about it. Like there's this one shot in the movie where our characters are like clinging to this little rock ledge, and in that frame, you see the shark like circling below them, its fin, cutting through the water, and like that's a real animal, a bull shark. Like this isn't some, like mutant shark in our movie. That's a real animal. They're in a real situation, and it just activates something primal inside of you. You're like, oh my God, I'm so anxious. And what happens is when you put characters through that kind of pressure cooker, they reveal themselves. And as storytellers, we're constantly trying to think of new scenarios where we can take our characters and put them in these situations where they will reveal their truth.
You just mentioned something, but back, we grew up in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s where practical effects were really important to get the story, to get to get the story going. And what is it about practical effects? How do we balance in this modern Hollywood times? How do you, in modern production? What is the challenges of balancing those practical effects with the digital effects?
I mean, it's magic, we're magicians, and I'm trying to pull off this trick every movie I make where I try to get you to forget you're watching a movie and
Of
just
course.
give yourself to the story. And so as a magician, I want to use every tool I've got, right? And so if you rely too heavily on one, you're not going to pull off the trick. So I try to use practical effects, but I also try to use CG, and I try to do it in a way where you can't see the seam. You're not sure what's what, because then you forget you're watching a movie and you give yourself over to the experience.
And I think that I think you made it work. I absolutely love what you were able to do. Listen, I have a podcast. Well, my co-host in my podcast is Gen Z. I'm a millennial myself. And what I love about this movie, I want to ask you is the chemistry between the young people and yourself. Was there any point in the movie maybe that you can give us an example or give us an anecdote where this a bunch of young people were doing something while they were recording that you said, you know what, I love that, we're going to keep it. Tell us about the chemistry with the young cast and yourself.
You mean just like the improv?
Yeah,
I always encourage my cast to improv. I mean, we rehearse the script. I bring the cast together about 2 weeks before I shoot. I work with them one-on-one and then pairs, and then I do a table read and we read the whole script together and we improv, we riff, I rewrite as I go to bring all that energy into it. And then when we shoot, we try to shoot what we've agreed upon. Like I'm not writing whole new scenes on the day, but if like there's a little moment, a little spark, I want it in the movie. Gavin Castellano, for example, is a great improviser in the flip cup scene. He's doing stuff with Lana that wasn't scripted, and it's interesting. It's fun. It's in the trailer, him like raising his hands and yelling like that. He just did that, and that's in the movie and it's in the trailer. Lana and Catherine are really great at both delivering the moment I need, but also like finding new things within the scene. So I mean, that's the art of being a director is like you got to tell the story that's on the page, but you got to find some stuff that's not on the page. Otherwise, you're not doing your job.
course, of course. Where can we go? I don't want to enter the spoiler, but I think that final act was really intense. That was, it's gonna get your blood pumping. But we finally see our final girl in this horror movie being triumphant, surviving the whole horror situation. Where are we going next? We can go. Yes, you mentioned yourself the different story where we can tell. Where do you see the Devil's Mouse going next?
I mean, my hope is that people watch the movie and love it. I never think about sequels because I believe if you're thinking about the sequel, you're not doing the movie you're making justice. So all my great ideas, everything I could come up with, everything the cast and the crew came up with, it's in the movie. I think the movie's an intense ride. If people love it and we build a big fan base, of course, there's more things we can do. But really, right now, all my ideas are in this movie.
I know, but people are gonna love it. Like I said, I think people gravitate to this sort of shark movie monster movies, and I absolutely love what I was able to see. It was really intense. It was great. It was a great movie. Some congratulations on it. That's time for me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate you, buddy.